You also wrote something, and I'm curious. Opportunities will arise for the Browns in roster cuts. What positions do you think they'd be looking at that guys might be coming available?
Yeah, you're always looking at offensive line just because I think obviously you want to continue to find budget-friendly options there. I do think slot corner is something that we should all be paying attention to. Miles Harden got better as the year went on, but if you listen to a lot of what Mike Rutenberg says, the new DC, and some of what they want to do defensively that will be different, which we'll be highlighting some of the stuff they're going to do in the back half tied to the front that they're going to be doing differently in the upcoming year. They do place a heavier emphasis on a nickel that can be a little bit more dynamic in both phases of the game, right? So I think if you find somebody in the free agent world who's maybe cut, let go, or is a trade candidate that can play inside, I think is an interesting player to keep in mind. Obviously, wide receiver continues to always be one of those positions. Like Michael Pittman's out there as a possibility for a cut or trade candidate. There's some others that are out there too that we have talked about. Wide receiver always seems to have guys who just depreciate by the end of the contract, but that depreciation of what the contract value is when they're done with their guaranteed money, but also have a cap hit that's relatively large, does not mean they can't find success somewhere else, right? So, think of the Christian Kirks of the world or guys of that nature who have bigger contracts, but those contracts have maybe worn out their welcome somewhere else, but can still be really solid baseline contributors in another place. So you're always kind of keeping your mind on, especially with what this roster needs most, right? Which is obviously the wide receiver tackle position, and then I think on the other side of the ball, it's going to be that slot corner that we'll be pretty interested to pay attention to there too.